Welcome back to Prime Time, y'all, and I'm back at it again with another story time. And before you hop into the story time, go ahead and get your meal, your drink, your blunt, or your snack, and tell your man a sneaky link that you will call them back because Prime just uploaded a new story time. So without further ado, we just gonna hop right into this story time. So this story time takes place a month ago. This story time takes place a month ago, and I was gonna tell y'all about this story time sooner, but like I want to say this had happened on like a Sunday, so I already had a video out, and all that other shit happened, which was the previous video. So I want to tell y'all that shit first because I thought that was more juicier than this. However, this is very really juicy story. So we gonna call my sneaky link. Because, my sneaky link ended up inviting me over. Mind you, y'all, I was high. I had just ate an edible probably like 30 minutes ago. So it was like kicking in. So we going to call my sneaky link Ronaldo. Ronaldo is probably like about 5'9" and curly hair, Hispanic, and really nice, petite, slim body like mine. He look good. So I get to Ronaldo's place, and I'm walking up to his porch, about to text him that I'm here, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey," and I'm like, "The fuck?" And then I see that he's on the porch. I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I walk up the stairs, and as I get to the top of the stairs, I see this white man. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Cause like, what's going on? Mind you, I'm high, so like my mind is processing slow. So before I could even like really speak and be like, "So who the fuck is this?" He's like, hey, come sit on my lap. And I'm like, what the fuck? The fuck? Like, what's going on? So I sit on Ronaldo's lap. And mind you, the white man, he had, long hair. And I want to say he was probably like the same height as Ronaldo. And pretty much, y'all, he looked like Jesus. We're going to say that's because he looked like Jesus. So we're going to call him Jesus. So me, and Ronaldo and Jesus is on this porch. Ronaldo and Jesus is sitting in these two chairs, and I'm sitting on Ronaldo's lap. I'm like, "So who's this?" And he was like, "Oh, this some guy I just met on Grindr." I'm like, "The fuck? Like, you didn't tell me about him, but like." I'm like, plus where's my chair? I'm like, "Is we gonna go inside?" So we go inside, y'all. We goes inside, Ronaldo gets in his bed, gets comfortable all the way towards the wall, and then Jesus sits on the edge of the bed. I can tell Jesus is shy. So I'm like, because at this point I'm like, I know this is about to be a threesome, because like, what the fuck? And I know y'all sick and tired of me. Like, this is like my 5th threesome. Like, y'all, I do not be planning these, I swear. I do not. The only threesome I planned was my 3rd one, and that was the worst one. But y'all, I kid y'all not, I don't plan these. Like, at this point, this shit is like starting to become like a routine. I'm finna have to make a playlist for threesomes. Like, at this point. So back to the story. Jesus sitting on the edge of the bed. He looks shy. I sit on the bed at the end, and I'm just like, okay. So I start asking questions, because I'm like, who the fuck is this? I asked his name, blah, blah, blah. Asked how old he was. I'm gonna say he was like his early 20s. And I'm like, "Is this your first, threesome?" He was like, "Yeah, this is." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. So all of a sudden, as in the middle of me and Jesus talking, Ronaldo was like, "Oh, Dante, something I did." So he pulled out his dick. I want to say his dick was about a good 8 inches. Small head, and then like, as you go down, it gets thicker. Like, it's like almost like a tree. You know how you got the small shit at the top, and then the bark. Y'all, that's what his dick was like. Like tree dick. I don't think people call it that. I think I'm the only one who call it tree dick. But like, it's like tree dick, small at the top, big at the base. So I started sucking on that dick. I was sucking in his dick for like a good 5 minutes. Mind you, Jesus is just watching. He's laying down at this point. And, he's jerking off while I'm giving Ronaldo head on the bed. And, I'm just doing what I need to do. That's when Ronaldo was like, "Oh, suck his dick." And I'm just like, "Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, right." So I started sucking on Jesus' dick. I kid y'all not, I was only sucking Jesus' dick for about a good 3-4 minutes, and Jesus bust. And I was like, oh, wow, you know, he skeeted. I didn't let him skeet in my mouth, though, because I knew he was about to come, so I kind of, like, pull that bitch out, and he, like, skeeted, like, you know. And that's when, you know, Jesus proceeds to, like, pull his pants up, or his shorts, I'm sorry. He pulls his shorts up, because he had on shorts and then, you know, t-shirt. And says, yeah, y'all, you know, I gotta go. And me and Ronaldo both looking like, the fuck? Like, I thought this was a well, so I thought, because I'm like, what the fuck? So Jesus leaves. So now it's just me and Ronaldo, and I'm just like, a part of me want to, like, go off on him, because I'm like, you kind of, like, set me up. Like, I didn't agree to no threesome. Like, you should have, like, let a bitch know, like, what the fuck? And the reason I didn't snap out at the time and tell him, like, what the fuck is this, was because, for one, like, bitch, I didn't know who this other person was. And then, two, bitch, I was high, so, like, my mind was moving slow. And it's still moving slow at this point, because I still haven't questioned Ronaldo. So we kissing or whatever, and then, you know, he want to fuck. And I'm like, nah, you know, we can't fuck right now, because, like, I didn't clean out, because I didn't expect to do all of this. Like, I was like, no. Like, I thought we was just going to do what we usually do. So I didn't expect to bottom. So he then catches an attitude and was like, yeah, you know, I'm not even horny no more. He pulls his pants up, and I'm over here, got my dick out. I'm like, shit, I'm hard. Like, I'm trying to get my dick sucked too. Like, what the fuck? So at this point, he like, not even in the mood. He was like, so do you want to spend the night? I'm like, hell no, I don't want to spend no fucking night, Ronaldo. Like, for one, bitch, you done set me up. I'm saying this in my head, y'all, because I'm high. I'm like, you done set me up. And then, two, like, the fuck? I'm like, now you acting like you caught a hell of attitude because I don't want to bottom. Like, you want me to shit on your dick? I don't think you want that, so I need to, like, no. So he was like, yeah, you want to spend the night? I'm like, nah, you know. He was like, I hope I didn't, like, you know. I'm like, no, you good, you good. Y'all, I was pissed off. So I ended up leaving and going home. And I want to say I texted him about the shit the next day, because that shit had me blue. I'm like, yo, what the fuck was that? And he was like, my bad, you know. I should have, like, let you know. I think he said he was, what did he say? I think he said he was high or something. I forgot exactly what he said, but y'all, pretty much he apologized about the whole fucking situation. But I was like, yo, like, I'm still blue as fuck. So I'm like, you just pretty much just led me into a threesome without my knowledge. Like, that was like some trifling shit. Or did you think, like, I wasn't gonna show up, and so you was like, let me call him to see what's up? And I'm like, no, he did that shit on purpose. Like, don't do that shit, y'all, because, like, I could have been, like, on some real crazy shit and just would have, I could have snapped out. He lucky I was high, because if I wasn't high, I would have never did that shit, and I would have, like, cussed him out and left. So, after that situation between me and Ronaldo, me and him haven't linked up. I mean, yeah, we still text. You know, I forgave him about the apology, but I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna link up with him again after that situation, because it was like, what the fuck, Ronaldo? Like, that was some shady shit, and I don't want to, like, stumble upon that shit again. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the story time. Damn, I made this story time quick. I was running through that hole. But if you made through this story time, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I upload. And I'll just have to catch you guys next time on another Prime Time.